Hello friends, welcome back to Fit the Fashion. So today with us there is a someone special person. Let him introduce. So hi.
Hi, I am the special person here. Yeah, so let me introduce myself. Okay, my name is Fahad Sheikh. I've been a lecturer for a really long time. I started my lecturing career probably more than a decade ago. It's been 12 years I've been teaching. So I started teaching smaller topics like everyone does. Okay, I never intended to become a teacher, but here I am. I am a teacher now. So I've been teaching exercise science primarily. That was my main area of interest. Then I ventured off into nutrition because I think exercise is something which is incomplete without nutrition, if I'm not wrong, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So you cannot have a good body without good exercise, and you cannot have a good body without good nutrition. So
Correct.
we need both of them. So nutrition basically became a very keen area of interest. I've also been kind of the go-to person for enhancement related questions because that has always been my key area of interest. Because what has always fascinated me about enhancements is how these things make you exceed your natural human performance. Okay, of course, what I'm talking about and the material which I'm going to be sharing with you and whatever is coming right off the top of my head, ये मेरे personal opinion है. So please don't quote me for it. Okay, so and of course the scientific facts are scientific facts. Those are not my personal opinions. But more of the things which I'm going to be answering for him today are going to be my personal opinions. Yeah, and I've had a pretty long journey in the fitness industry. I've been the HOD of training for quite a few gyms. I'm not going to really name all of the gyms here and make it really boring. But the point is, like, yes, I have worked as the HOD of training for a lot of gyms, and I have had an experience where I've managed more than 10 gyms under me at a time. So we had a huge workforce. We used to handle a lot of trainers from coming from a lot of different walks of life. मतलब अलग अलग trainers थे बहुत सारे. So कुछ trainers तो हमारे पास ऐसे भी थे जो हमें handle करने पड़ रहे थे जो बाहर से आए थे. They were working outside India at that time, primarily Middle East. बिकॉज मिडिल ईस्ट में उस टाइम पे वर्किंग कंडीशन शायद उन ट्रेनर्स के लिए बहुत अच्छे नहीं थे, तो वो लोग यहाँ पे आ गए. तो हमारे पास एक बड़ा like I had an experience of handling trainers who were from many different walks of life.
Yeah.
So that is what I have done, and then of course the teaching part basically comes in. Then I've also prep coached a lot of people. My prep coaching primarily started from students at my academy only. So since I am the director of Revolution Fitness Academy, and I created the content which we basically teach. Okay, so I don't really believe in taking content from here and there. I believe in creating the content which is curated for the population over here. So that is what I did. So हम लोग को ऐसे students मिले जो बॉडी बिल्डिंग में बहुत interested थे. So I thought कि like I think I should help them as a teacher, and see the information remains the same. And then they started competing, and then this whole prep coaching journey started. And then more and more people started competing. People started knowing about me, so they started approaching me, and I started helping them with the competitions. And here we are. We are working with Valor Classic right now. We are their official education partners, and we've been working with them very closely. And I am very pro athlete in all of these things. So that is the reason why we are with them. And I think that's it about me. I'll not bore you to that about talking about me. You can ask me questions. That's why we're here, isn't it? So go ahead.
Okay, thank you, sir, for having a podcast with Fit the Fashion, Mr. Fahad
Definitely.
Sheikh,
I'll look forward to having more
a
podcasts. with
director
you.
of RFA.
Yeah.
So first question is why people are dying in gym. This is the major, very crucial question. Why people are dying.
I have a very I have a multifaceted answer on this. So it's not one single answer I would want to give on this
Yeah.
topic. One of the reasons जिसकी वजह से लोग मर रहे हैं जिम में, the people are dying in the gym because of, in general, लोगों का people don't evaluate their health before going to the gym.
Yeah.
What happens is मतलब ये लोग जनरली इतने फिजिकली अनफिट है कि लाइक जिम जैसे कंट्रोल्ड एनवायरनमेंट है. जिम कंट्रोल्ड एनवायरनमेंट है ना, बिकॉज लाइक
Correct.
जिम में मतलब लाइक एवरीथिंग इज कंट्रोल्ड. मतलब वेट है तो सपोर्ट के लिए भी चीज़ें, ट्रेनर्स है, सब चीज़ है. जिम को तो मैं डेफिनेटली कंट्रोल्ड एनवायरनमेंट ही बोलूँगा. वहाँ पे तुमको इतने हेल्थ इश्यूज हो रहे हैं, पीपल आर सो अनहेल्दी, सो अनफिट, या दैट इवन इन अ कंट्रोल्ड एनवायरनमेंट जब उनके बॉडी पे थोड़ा सा स्ट्रेस आ रहा है, थोड़ा लोड आ रहा है, सो दे आर हैविंग लाइफ थ्रेटनिंग कंडीशंस, एंड पीपल डोंट evaluate themselves before going to the gym. And to top it all off, here comes another problem, okay, which has become another issue of lately. Abhi, because I'm saying कि like my experience spans over more than a decade in the industry, तो मैं ये अपने पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस से बता रहा हूँ. पहले के टाइम में ना भले ही जिम्स कम थे, या बट जिम्स में अपर मैनेजमेंट हुआ करता था एंड जिम्स एक्चुअली फिटनेस टेस्टिंग किया करते थे एंड दे यूज्ड टू डू इट वेरी सीरियसली. अभी ऐसा हो गया कि लाइक वो जिम ओनर्स लोग ने व्हाट दे हैव स्टार्टेड डूइंग इज दे हैव स्टार्टेड शेविंग ऑफ द अपर मैनेजमेंट in terms of cost cutting. So there is no evaluation of members, even if there is, matlab, like the members don't have one uniform, one single point of person where they can confidentially talk to, give all of their medical background. Many people are very hesitant about all of these things. तो हो क्या रहा है कि like मतलब person आया बाहर से and they are very hyped when they come to a gym. They're
Yes.
like hyped beyond belief. They're either very hyped, okay, or they're hyper motivated. I always call these people hyper motivated people. What they do is मतलब कि चलो किसी की शादी है या उसकी खुद की शादी है, तो ये लोग क्या करेंगे कि like they will have these unrealistic standards, like I want to fit into this dress, I want to do this
Within 1 month, 2 months.
exactly, yeah, and which is very unrealistic. And because and see somewhere down the line they know in the back of their head कि like अरे ये तो बड़ा unrealistic चीज़ है, so they are willing to do things which is very unrealistic. They will start starving, they will start putting a lot of load. So it is a combination of all of these factors. Also, all right, and plus I mean then comes the advent of social media where almost everything goes on social media. So I think मतलब लोग जिम में पहले भी मर रहे थे या बट अभी पॉइंट ऐसा है कि like लोगों के सामने आने लग गया ज़्यादा because of social media. I mean like I've seen a lot of things on my news feeds on the net basically where you've got straight up CCTV recordings of people dying and getting injured on the gym. First of all, I think it's a huge infringement of personal space. I mean, like this is very weird. I mean, there is someone getting injured and probably fatally, and people are just sharing it around and everything. This leaves. See, injuries can happen everywhere, and fatal injuries can happen everywhere. So, अभी my message after all of these things, हाँ ठीक है लोग मर रहे हैं जिम में, but लोग रास्ते पे भी मर जाते हैं. That doesn't mean you go and stop walking tomorrow, isn't it? Yeah, you could go out for a walk tomorrow and something could happen to you. That doesn't mean you stop going for a walk. People are getting injured. I mean ये अभी चलो हार्ट अटैक के बारे में बात करते हैं, बहुत कॉमन कार्डियोवैस्कुलर इश्यूज बहुत कॉमन हो गए.
Cardiac arrest.
Yes, exactly. Cardiovascular issues, heart related issues इतने कॉमन है इसलिए heart issues have a lot to do with your nutrition. और मैं इसको प्रूव भी करता हूँ. ओके चलो फूड ब्लॉगर्स का वीडियो देख लो. या what are people eating?
And number of
People are eating मतलब आधा किलो बटर डाल दिया एक खाने में. People are eating cheese is dumped in your food. So this is what people are eating and this is what and चलो वो वीडियो चल भी क्यों रहा है पता है क्या? And I'll tell you see what's happening. You know ये वीडियो सब जगह. Yeah. So isn't it simple that these videos are there everywhere because this is what people like to watch and this is what people like to eat. So if this is what you put on your plate, yeah, of course there's going to be a problem. And ऊपर से what I've seen is like there is an epidemic, I would call it an epidemic of nonsensical cooking like you know ideas with people, because I've seen some people who have no background in fitness or nutrition. They are basically making videos.
Meals.
Yes, they're providing meals, they're making videos on how to make healthy meals. Like I saw, I don't remember the person and I don't want to name anyone here right now because I don't want to cause an uproar over here. Yeah, for sensitive souls watching us right now. So there was this female, she made a video about how to make a protein bar and there was no protein in it.
Yeah, I saw this. Yeah.
And there was no protein in it. Yeah, and it was just filled with dietary fat and so on and so on. Then I've seen videos where there's this one person who's basically making, apparently calls it a high protein sandwich. So this person basically makes a sandwich with loads of peanut butter.
Lots of peanut butter.
Yeah,
Cheese.
and this is peanut butter which is not the healthy kind. This is the peanut butter which has a lot of trans fat. Exactly. It's just a regular run of the mill something store bought ना store से उठाया peanut butter डाल दिया. So see, store bought peanut butter for obvious reasons is not very healthy. You really need to understand. लोगों को लेबल पढ़ना पड़ता है, तो ये लोग नहीं करते ना. People don't eat like an educated person. People are educated but educated लोगों की तरह खाते नहीं, and that is one of the reason why people have cardiovascular issues. And और उसके ऊपर मतलब eating habit तो definitely है ही. Yeah, many people don't really don't believe in cooking for themselves. Many people don't know how to cook. As the generation is becoming younger and younger, मैं जब लोगों को न्यूट्रिशन काउंसलिंग के लिए जब मैं लोगों को मिलता हूँ ना, whether it's online, offline, और इंडिया के क्लाइंट्स हो या बाहर के क्लाइंट्स हो, this is a universal thing. Yeah, people are lazy of lately. They want convenience foods. They don't want to prepare meals for themselves. They feel like it's very very difficult to prepare things on their own. I don't think it's very difficult, to be very honest. Yes, skill element है, learning element है, मानता हूँ मैं. Yeah, but see, you're doing it for your own health, isn't it? Yeah. So what's going to happen is people don't really cook for themselves. This is a universal thing. People are always looking for those convenient short fixes for their meals. That is obviously going to be one reason. Yeah, why people have heart issues. Then the other reason is people come to exercise as a last resort. मतलब अभी लाइफ में सब कुछ गलत हो गया है. मैंने तो मेरे केस में यही देखा जब हम लोग एक्सरसाइज काउंसलिंग के लिए बैठते. सी आई एम नॉट गोना कमेंट ऑन अदर फॉर्म्स ऑफ एक्सरसाइज बिकॉज आई कंसिडर माई सेल्फ टू बी अ सब्जेक्ट मैटर एक्सपर्ट ऑन रेजिस्टेंस ट्रेनिंग एंड रेजिस्टेंस ट्रेनिंग ओनली, ओके, एंड ऑल फॉर्म्स ऑफ रेजिस्टेंस ट्रेनिंग wherever it goes. So I'm not going to comment on other forms of exercise, but people try everything. The first thing which people do is like चलो उनको थोड़ा अनफिट लगने लग गया ना, तो the first thing they will do is हम मॉर्निंग वॉक पे जा रहे हैं. See, morning walk within a week will just become a regular physical activity. वो exercise नहीं रहता. Exercise is goal directed. You need a goal. You need to run behind that goal. If you are not running behind that goal, you're not giving your body a reason to improve. तुम improve होने का reason नहीं दे रहे हो, and that is where it stops being actually an exercise.
Why we are doing.
Exactly, it stops having physical benefits for you because तुम अपने body को push नहीं कर रहे हो, वो systematically controlled manner में, isn't it? Yeah. अभी और रही सेफ्टी की बात, अभी मेनी पीपल से कि लाइक अरे हम जिम में वर्कआउट करेंगे तो विल नॉट गेट सेफ, वी आर नॉट सेफ एंड बिकॉज ऑफ लॉट ऑफ पीपल डाइंग एंड सो ऑन पीपल हैव अ लॉट ऑफ स्ट्रेंज आइडियाज व्हेन इट कम्स टू सेफ्टी एंड सो ऑन. आई मीन, आर यू रियली सेफ आउट देयर टू? या, आई मीन, फॉर हेवन्स सेक, आई मीन, आई थिंक अ डॉग वुड स्टार्ट चेसिंग मी डाउन इन अ पार्क. या, I mean, would that be safe? Absolutely not. See, safety is always going to be a concern. I think it's up to the own person. तुम्हारे ऊपर है basically वो. How
But
you do
many people, some of them are living a healthy lifestyle. Still, they are facing cardiac arrest.
See, now it is supposedly healthy. Okay, yeah. So it's supposedly healthy because eating वाली बात तक ठीक है, exercise वाली बात तक ठीक है. But then comes the stress. Then there is that mental stress also. Today's world, I mean, I think you'll have to probably like leave everything and stay in the Himalayas probably. Okay, then you'll probably be completely stressful. And अभी इसमें फिर उसमें आप सोशल मीडिया का मिक्सचर डाल दो. अभी what happens is what people share on social media is the best of their lives. Yeah, so unrealistic standards है. And आप देखोगे तो मतलब teenagers are more and more depressed. अभी out of my clients which I counsel and everything every here and there and meet people. See, as an exercise science professional, apart from being a lecturer, I meet a lot of people and solve their queries, and we meet people who want to really transform themselves and all. I've seen younger and younger generation और ज़्यादा depressed है, उनको mental health issues बहुत ज़्यादा है. वो of course कहीं ना कहीं तो translate होने ही वाला ना. एक पॉइंट तो आएगा ही जहाँ पे मेंटल हेल्थ इश्यूज आर गोना ट्रांसलेट इनटू फिजिकल हेल्थ इश्यूज. सो दी हार्ट इश्यूज आर अ रिजल्ट ऑफ ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स, एंड दिस इज एग्जैक्टली व्हाई पीपल आर डाइंग. देन रही बात, अभी खाली डेथ की बात कर रहे हैं जिम फ्लोर पे, तो उसमें मैं इंजरीज भी ऐड कर देता हूँ, बहुत सीवियर इंजरीज ऐड कर देता हूँ. अभी यहाँ पे ये होता है कि पीपल जस्ट सी सम रैंडम फॉर्म एंड टेक्निक, सम रैंडम पर्सन डूइंग इट, ओके, एंड देन दे जस्ट ट्राई टू mimic it. Yeah, they try to ape that behavior, they try to do the same thing on the gym floor. And usually, this person जिसने वीडियो पोस्ट किया है, he is obviously many times physically fit, many times the person who's a viewer, and most of the times ये सब चीज़ों में ना context नहीं होता. Particularly these very short video formats, you don't really have a context. You don't know whether this person who is actually very physically fit, how he became physically fit by doing these exact exercises. Absolutely not. People just follow it. I mean, there are many considerations which a fitness professional, at least a good fitness professional, would take into consideration before suggesting you an exercise. So ये भी एक factor है. Many people don't believe in actually hiring exercise professionals, which is a very messed up thing to do because I have seen this, and this is a very open complaint. I would definitely put it out there. And I mean, this is, again, I'm saying this is my personal opinion. People can have opinions, but this is definitely my opinion. Yeah. If you want to change it, please comment over there. I'll definitely read it and I'll answer your personal opinions. And and if you can change my mind, welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. My personal opinion on this matter is like I've seen people partying on weekends. Yeah. Okay. They would pay a lot more than any personal trainer's fees would be on a weekend. Any weekend, yeah. All right. Then comes the supplementation part.
People can buy a beer, alcohol, but
exactly.
protein.
Then comes the supplementation part. So like प्रोटीन तो दूर की बात है. मतलब मैंने हमेशा ये मतलब आई हैव ऑलवेज सीन दिस ड्युअलिटी इन पीपल. व्हेन यू टेल समवन कि लाइक ओके गो बाय अल्कोहल, दिस डूड विल गो एंड बाय द मोस्ट एक्सपेंसिव अल्कोहल इन द मार्केट. He would actually be there trying to figure out what is the most expensive alcohol I can source.
Healthiest alcohol.
Yes, for, I mean, of course there's nothing healthy.
Yeah.
But यहाँ पे लोगों को बोलना नहीं पड़ता, isn't it? लेकिन जैसे ही तुम सप्लीमेंट दो लोगों को, people start imagining broken livers, kidneys and damaged organs and so on and so on. जबकि यार तुम्हारा प्रोटीन दूध से बन रहा है. अब लोग बोलेंगे कि लाइक अरे आर्टिफिशियल स्वीटनर है, ये आर्टिफिशियल है, वो आर्टिफिशियल है, फ्लेवरिंग एजेंट्स है. अरे बट तुम इससे बहुत ज़्यादा हार्मफुल चीज़ें डे टू डे बेसिस पे खा रहे हो. तुम जो ट्रांस फैट खा रहे हो यहाँ वहाँ दुनिया भर. आई मीन वन पैकेट ऑफ लेज प्रॉब्ली, वन पैकेट ऑफ चिप्स इन जनरल would also is also not going to be that healthy. Any food group for that matter, whether you eat a small amount or a big amount, will have its own benefits and risks. There is always a risk to benefit ratio. But that is something which people don't really consider. And of course, all of these things is going to translate into health issues. Then अभी हार्ट इश्यूज वाला चीज़ तो एक और चीज़ है, मतलब लाइक people don't really eat good dietary fats. अच्छे डाइटरी फैट नहीं खाते. और अगर तुम डाइटरी फैट खा भी रहे हो तो many people don't know the definition of what good dietary fats are. You know, so you need a good amount of essential fatty acids coming into the system. Okay, you need EPA, you need DHA coming into the system. Now,
could you tell us how much we can consume EPA and DHA? Because
I'm not yeah, so what I'll do, right, you know, because see, this video in general, this conversation is out to general population, so matlab, I don't think like speaking on numbers is a very bright idea, but I think speaking on sources would be a very good idea.
Actually, because some of them having confusion ki we should have more EPA or we should have more DHA.
So let's understand what EPA and DHA is. Eicosapentaenoic acid and docosahexaenoic acid. So these are basically conditionally essential fatty acids. They're required in mostly developmental conditions and primarily required for people who are exercising. You need it for them. Okay. As I said, I'll not delve into the exact numericals of all of these things, but I mean, like, please, if you're buying supplements, if you're buying healthy fish oil or whatever, please make sure that you have EPA and DHA both. Yeah. Please get them, because they are going to significantly improve your heart health. Okay, and if you're exercising, so please, for heaven's sake, get your good fat supplements. Get them. Okay. Yes. Yeah.
And even some of them said ki we should also buy such omega tablets which is having ALA as well. EPA, DHA, and including ALA. What about that?
See, now this is all going to be extremely opinionated. I think everything else your body will produce. I think like omega-3s aa gaya body mein. I think, and you get EPA and DHA, so you are sorted. I don't think like going for an additional ALA and CLA supplements would probably make a lot of sense. I think omega-3 fatty acids, EPA, DHA, I think you're sorted. Alright, I think that is what you need to do. I mean, of course, as I said, from a nutrition standpoint, I mean, this is more of a personal opinion of mine. Alright. Yes.
And can enhanced athlete can have a baby planning?
Okay, I mean, so we are directly jumping
yes,
into the meat of the matter.
What kind of circumstances he will gonna face?
Of course, I mean, see, when we are talking about enhancements, I mean, like, you know, what enhancements are you talking about? What do you want me to talk about? Tell me, which enhancements are you talking about? Are you talking about particularly about testosterone-based enhancements?
Yeah,
see,
yes.
Enhancements basically are enhancements, there's a word for it, okay? They're called ergogenics. Ergogenics basically means anything and everything you do to improve physical performance or performance in any sorts. So when we're talking about enhancements, okay, I'll come to the family planning wala part and planning a child. I'll come to that. Yeah. So let's just understand what enhancements are actually. So all enhancements which we are talking about over here, which we are discussing about, the hormone-based enhancements. Okay. So like primarily the one is androgenic anabolic steroids.
Yeah.
Okay. So these are all testosterone derived drugs. They are made out of testosterone. They are testosterone altered in one form or the other. Okay. So essentially they do affect the reproductive system, but I do not see a reason why someone should not plan a baby when you're enhanced. Okay. You should definitely be able to plan a baby when you're enhanced.
Without having PCT, you can have.
अभी PCT का concept completely अलग है. Okay. So वो बाद में discuss करते हैं. We'll discuss
because
it.
Some of them having very confusion that if I am on enhance, I am having any PEDS performance enhancing drugs, then we should not plan for a baby. What
No,
about
I
that?
don't really see the point. See, what really happens is, I'll tell you what happens is, like when you are using बाहर से जब टेस्टोस्टेरोन आता है ना आपकी बॉडी में, जब बेसिकली एनहांसमेंट्स में आप टेस्टोस्टेरोन का कोई एक फॉर्म इंजेक्ट कर रहे हो, तो आपकी बॉडी में जब बाहर से टेस्टोस्टेरोन आता है तो आपकी बॉडी नेचुरल टेस्टोस्टेरोन प्रोड्यूस करना काफ़ी कम कर देती है या बंद कर देती है. जब बंद हो जाता है तो उसको टेस्टोस्टेरोन क्रैश बोलते हैं. एंड बहुत सारे केसेस में आपकी बॉडी नेचुरल टेस्टोस्टेरोन प्रोडक्शन पे वापस नहीं आ पाती है. Okay, so that is where something called TRT, basically TRT, which a lot of famous people are using right now. But see, please understand that TRT also has its own risks.
Yes.
They're not very fully understood yet. Okay, but they're still an ongoing topic. Okay, but the point being, like, TRT is used when people, after having a very meaningful and fruitful competitive career of being enhanced, once they completely off everything, their bodies are not able to produce testosterone naturally and enough for them. So what they do is they use testosterone replacement therapy. That is what they do. Okay, अभी रही बात PCT. PCT is something else completely. PCT basically refers to post cycle therapy. Now what post cycle therapy is, basically आप एक cycle run करो, you're using exogenous testosterone, आपका testosterone हो गया लो, natural testosterone लो, but बाहर से आ रहा है testosterone. ओके, सो रही फैमिली प्लानिंग वाली बात, तुम्हारे बॉडी में टेस्टोस्टेरोन भर क्या. ओके, अभी अलग अलग टाइप के, लाइक देयर आर लॉट ऑफ कंपाउंड्स व्हिच आर यूज्ड, सम ऑफ देम आर वेरी एंड्रोजेनिक मतलब दे बेसिकली एनहांस, एंड्रोजेनिक मतलब लाइक दे लाइक इंड्यूस और दे बेसिकली क्रिएट मोर मैस्कुलिन प्रॉपर्टीज इन योर बॉडी. सो दीज एंड्रोजेनिक ड्रग्स ही एक्चुअली इनफर्टिलिटी ट्रीट करने के लिए यूज होते हैं. तो आप बेबी डेफिनेटली प्लान कर सकते हैं, because these drugs are very androgenic. Yeah, this is testosterone in one way or the other. You can definitely, but अगर चलो, if you still want to be very sure, okay, चलो अगर आपको बहुत श्योरिटी चाहिए कि लाइक चलो मुझे फैमिली प्लानिंग करनी चाहिए कि नहीं, should I plan a baby or not, and so on, you could get your sperm and everything evaluated. You can get your sperms evaluated. You can get all of these things evaluated. You could run a full battery of tests, seeing the motility of the sperm, whether they can swim or not, seeing how healthy they are. Okay, अगर आपका sperm count बराबर है, so I do not see why you should have a fertility problem and planning a baby. I don't really see a reason why you should not plan a baby over there. अभी रही बात post cycle therapy की, post cycle therapy is again does something. It tries to bring your testosterone production back to normal. It tries to, अभी जब steroid cycles होते हैं mostly, तो what happens is a lot of people have complaints on the reproductive drive, which is basically called libido, or yes, so that basically goes down. So what really happens after the cycle is, because your natural testosterone production is disturbed, it's your hormonal system is pretty disrupted, और ये testosterone निकलता कैसे ना, it basically converts into female hormone, which is estrogen, and that is how it leaves the body. So what happens is you've got a lot of estrogen, less testosterone, so that is a mess for a male body right now. तो हम पोस्ट साइकिल थेरेपी में ये हार्मोनल सिस्टम को, इन शॉर्ट, इन सिंपल, वी आर ट्राइंग टू नॉर्मलाइज इट. दैट इज व्हाट वी डू इन अ, इट्स अ रिक्वायरमेंट बेस्ड सिनेरियो वेदर यू नीड इट. एंड आई थिंक अभी इसमें ना आई कैन नॉट गिव यू अ वेरी क्लियर कट आंसर कि लाइक हाँ मतलब ये सिनेरियो है, लाइक दिस इज एन XYZ सिनेरियो, इसमें आपको PCT करना चाहिए, इसमें आपको नहीं करना चाहिए. वी कांट रियली डू दैट नाउ. दिस इज अ मोर इंडिविजुअलिस्टिक अप्रोच, एंड ऑफ कोर्स इट ऑल्सो डिपेंड्स ऑन what you've been running, how long you've been running. Yeah, do you have any other related health conditions? Yeah, have you got medically evaluated? अभी आप enhancement की बात कर रहे हो, तो मतलब it is absolute stupidity to not get evaluated properly by a medical professional. Okay, in my opinion, in the people who are there with me, we always have someone who is a proper doctor, who is always on board to get us evaluated properly, someone who really understands all of these things. Abhi again, one controversial opinion on all of these things. People think like you should do enhancements or should not do enhancements. I am neutral. Yeah, it's a personal choice, you decide. Yeah, the point is, like, you will do, when you think from an athlete standpoint, you would do anything and everything to level the playing field. So the enhancements come to level the playing field, and show me one sport which does not have enhancements. Everything, everyone, everywhere. Forget sports. I know that there are stockbrokers, the people who work in stock exchanges and everything. There are people who are enhanced there also. They use nootropic drugs. They use medication which enhances cognitive abilities, ability of your brain. आपके ब्रेन को एनहांस कर रहे हो, so that you can think some sharper, think clearer. Yeah, there are people who use ADHD वाले drugs for preparing for exams. तो वो भी तो enhancement हुआ, isn't it? So how come मतलब like there is so much drama about using enhancements for competing?
Nirvana.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So basically,
What
it's
about
all.
Nirvana, sir? What do you say?
I'm not following you. Nirvana as in, sorry.
Cannabis.
Oh, okay, you're talking about weed. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, again, okay, man, we've really gone out of the fitness landscape over here altogether.
No, because some of them said कि निर्वाणा लेने से लीन बॉडी फिजिक होती है. ये मेरा एक फॉलोअर ने बोला है, उसके लिए ये क्वेश्चन है.
अच्छा, okay, so I'm answering a follower. So yes, so okay, चलो ठीक है. So let's talk about cannabis. Okay, so cannabis has psychoactive substances. They do affect your brain. अभी the studies have shown like in some people मतलब like they've shown to reduce brain activity. Okay, so see, I mean this is a little out of scope of what we do actually, yeah, particularly with the central nervous system and how it affects brain functioning. But I mean, like, see, since we read and human biology is our thing, so when it comes to weed, I don't think it is a very brilliant idea to use something which is obviously illegal in our country, yeah, for improving your physique. It does calm you down, it does have function over there, but I mean something which is, I don't think, see, किसी चीज़ के ऊपर ना बहुत 100% concrete अगर research नहीं है, yeah, so I don't think it's a very brilliant idea to actually incorporate it into a fitness routine. And see, it's a psychoactive substance. Yeah.
Yes.
Why would you use it to enhance your physique? Do you have a deficiency of other substances which can actually give you good physique? Trust me, a good physique is very simple to build. Yeah. It just needs a couple of things. It needs you to be very consistent to the gym. Go there, be very consistent. Your exercises are your tools. Okay, if you use better tools, you'll get a better physique, exactly. But I mean, you have to keep using those tools. So the consistency part again. You need good nutrition. Eat clean. Eat very sensibly. Okay, don't go around overeating. That is one simple thing that needs to be done. And recover properly. Get a good night's sleep. Rest properly. Fulfill these three scenarios, and you'll have a respectably good physique. I'm not talking competition class physics. Okay, I'm not going to give you people a very unrealistic expectations. One of the most important things which we can do as fitness professionals is give people realistic expectations. What happens with social media is people see competing athletes. मतलब आपने किसी ने किसी का reel दिख लिया, you saw someone competing and everything, and a lot of people don't really understand कि like अगर if you are below a certain percentage of body fat, आपकी ह्यूमन बॉडी वो नेचुरली कर ही नहीं सकती है, या हाँ मानता हूँ मैं कि कुछ है, देर आर फ्रीक्स ऑफ नेचर, कुछ है, बट फिर सी बात कहाँ आती है पता है क्या, फिर बट वो लोग उतना मसल मास नहीं होल्ड कर पाते और वो ज़िंदगी भर नहीं होल्ड कर पाते. एनहांस फिजिक्स आर कम्प्लीटली डिफरेंट क्लास अपार्ट ऑल टुगेदर. ओके, so there is that. अभी रही बात weed की, तो I am not really for the whole idea of incorporating it into a fitness routine. It is a psychoactive substances. You are going to get high. Okay, all right. So it is not a very brilliant idea. And I mean, come on, being a fitness professional, how can we actually promote people to do something which is illegal, which is not completely legal, to actually improve your physique? No, not a very brilliant idea. ओके, अभी ऑफ कोर्स अभी मेरे मुंह से वो बड़ा हिपोक्रेटिकल लगेगा, बिकॉज अभी चलो मैं 2 मिनट पहले बोल रहा था, वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट एनहांसमेंट्स. एनहांसमेंट्स आर आल्सो नॉट लीगल. सी, एनहांसमेंट्स इज इन द ग्रे एरिया. ओके, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट टेस्टोस्टेरोन, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट हार्मोन. मैं साइकोएक्टिव सब्सटेंसेस के बारे में बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ. ओके, isn't it? At the end of the day, what's going to happen, matlab, when you take too much hormones, yeah, what's going to happen? You're going to have a messed up hormonal system. Okay, you probably need an endocrinologist. आप endocrinologist के पास जाओगे, the doctor will treat you by some way. At the end of the day, you'll probably need a testosterone replacement therapy. See, there's no immediate threat. With psychoactive substances, yes, definitely there is an immediate threat, isn't it? Something which clouds your judgment, because it is an immediate threat. So I would not recommend it, definitely. If you want a clear-cut answer, no, please don't smoke weed for having a good physique. Okay, I mean, अभी चलो इस पे आगे बात करते हैं. अभी इसके आगे भी है. There were old school bodybuilders. I'm not naming anyone. Yeah, but the point being कि कुछ old school bodybuilders have promoted using cocaine as a pre-workout. So अभी ये तो वही बात हो गई ना. ये weed वाली बात को थोड़ा आगे लेके चलेंगे कि हाँ weed से चालू किया, तो मैं अगर बोलूँगा कि हाँ weed से अच्छी बॉडी बन रही है, तो भाई weed ले लो, तो बोलेगा अरे अभी और अच्छी बॉडी बना है, तो अभी मैं cocaine भी ले लेता हूँ.
Smoke nowadays, smoke. Even some of the trainers also recommending, अरे यार post workout तो smoke करना, तेरा body का water fluid level एकदम normal.
नहीं, see, now that is absolute stupidity अभी, because if someone is telling you to smoke, अभी ये weed वाला भी वही concept है, because like see, come on, weed and nicotine use is very tied into each other. मतलब like these are generally smokers only. I mean, and it takes anyone with half a brain knows, any smoker out there, yeah, would obviously know that smoking is bad for health. I mean, you don't need to learn rocket science or need a degree in medicine to understand that smoking is bad. For the simple reason that, I mean, like, your lungs was not designed to inhale smoke.
Exactly.
Yeah, my human body's lungs were designed to inhale clean, good air which nature has given.
Firstly, it is unknown molecule for us.
I wouldn't say unknown. See, the point is, अभी nicotine के बारे में बात करो, कुछ भी बात करो, smoke के बारे में बात करो. Burning usually will produce a lot of things. It will produce carbon monoxide, it will produce tar, it will produce a lot of carbon particles. अब ये जाएंगे lungs में deposit होंगे, तो मतलब this is not what your lungs are supposed to be doing, isn't it? राइट. और अगर आपको फिजिकली फिट रहना है, यू नीड गुड कार्डियो रेस्पिरेटरी प्रॉपर्टीज. सो यही तो बात है. अभी आपका पहला क्वेश्चन था मुझे कि लग अरे लोग मर रहे जिम में, इट इज बिकॉज ऑफ दीज डम आइडियाज पीपल आर डाइंग. कि जाओ वर्कआउट करो, सिगरेट पियो, तो भाई तुम मरोगे ना, तो क्या होगा ना, तो isn't it? And we have, I mean, I'm sorry to say, but I mean, like, we have some incredibly smart fitness professionals, matlab, who are so-called fitness professionals.
So-called fitness.
So-called fitness professionals, yeah. Matlab, these are not real fitness professionals. अगर आपका ट्रेनर आपको बोल रहा है सिगरेट पियो, you need a new trainer.
Yes.
Also, you might need a new gym because if a gym is so horrible that they've hired a trainer who says cigarette pure workout,
Cigarette pure.
you definitely need a new gym because this gym does not give a shit about what you want to do.
Even post-workout cigarette. I heard this.
I know. अभी वो basically logic उसके पीछे ये है कि like हाँ अच्छा लगता होगा because nicotine क्या है? Nicotine is a stimulant. So when you take nicotine, nicotine would, I mean, I would compare nicotine to caffeine. तो मतलब तुम कॉफी पियोगे, वर्कआउट करोगे तो you feel better, your brain is stimulated. तो निकोटिन का भी सेम स्टोरी है. अभी वो BPO एम्प्लॉइज भी स्मोक इसलिए बहुत करते हैं because their work demands them to be mentally active and they're mostly talking to people or on a chat or doing something where they're in front of a screen and they need stimulation. Your brain basically just freezes at one point of time. So that is why in BPO culture or like in most office cultures, I mean, this is definitely a thing. तो वो सिगरेट पी के पूरा दिन मतलब like they kind of try to stay very stimulated and everything, and once the brain is very very stimulated, they eventually stray away to alcohol to calm them down and settle them down into sleep, and then becomes a habit. Abhi, it is obviously not a very good habit. I mean, it is written on that packet.
Yes.
उधर डब्बे पे लिखा है. एंड सी लुक एट द स्टूपिडिटी. यही वो हिपोक्रेसी जिसके बारे में बात कर रहा हूँ मैं. लुक एट द स्टूपिडिटी बिकॉज सी पीपल आर ओके विद स्मोकिंग सिगरेट्स बट नॉट ओके विद टेकिंग वे प्रोटीन.
Such people only they restrict to protein. They don't give to their children as well कि नहीं बेटा ये steroid.
और ये वही लोग है ना, ये वही लोग है जो तुम मतलब लाइक चलो सप्लीमेंट के बारे में तुम बात करो. पीपल से कि लाइक अरे सप्लीमेंट्स आर बैड, सप्लीमेंट आर दिस. अरे बट सेरेलैक भी सप्लीमेंट है. सेरेलैक इज अ डाइटरी सप्लीमेंट फॉर चिल्ड्रन. Protein X, I mean, yeah. So, मतलब like these are all run of the mill. Exactly. अभी see, Protein X basically, okay, ठीक है. There must be a usage case scenario for people, yeah, who are like definitely underweight and you know उनके लिए ठीक है. Whatever. मतलब like this is meant for a different purpose altogether. But I mean, see, it's not a protein supplement. Yeah, read the label. Okay, if something has such a minuscule amount of protein in one scoop, then I don't think you should be using it as a protein supplement for particularly exercising. Isn't it?
Parents are giving blindly to their children Protein X, Cerelac. Not even they are reading their.
अभी सेरेलैक की बात करते हैं ना, चलो बेबी फूड का प्राइमरी प्रोटीन का इंग्रेडिएंट इज वे प्रोटीन ओनली. मतलब उसमें वेट डाला होता है.
as well.
एवरीथिंग एट द एंड ऑफ द डे मतलब उसमें प्राइमरी प्रोटीन का इंग्रेडिएंट वे प्रोटीन ही होता है. तो तुमने क्या किया? बट आई मीन सी लाइक दिस इज द फेलियर ऑफ पीपल टू रीड लेबल्स. नंबर 1, पीपल डोंट ईट एजुकेटेड. या isn't it? I mean, how many people do actually read the labels? I know for a fact जब हम सुपरमार्केट जाते हैं because we are fitness professional, what we do is like we do things differently because हम क्या करेंगे, हम labels पढ़ेंगे. हम advertisement नहीं पढ़ते. I am not interested in the branding and everything. I am interested in the label behind the product. So this is what an educated choice looks like. Read the label, decide what you're eating, see what you're eating, understand what you're eating. That is an educated choice. So you'll have a much better quality of life. Okay, and also it will keep you away from getting crazy ideas of like smoking weed and working out and smoking and working out and drinking and working out. No, please don't do that. Yeah,
their parents are giving blindly to their kids Protein X, then Pediasure and
many run of the mill supplements. अभी for example अभी ये health supplements जो market में बेचे जाते हैं, भर के शक्कर होता है इनमें. तो
and लोग उसको blindly promote कर रहे हैं जो कि लोगों को पसंद आ रहा है.
और ये सेम लोग हैं जो लोगों को सप्लीमेंट लेने. तो मैं बोला लाइक तुम तो सप्लीमेंट ले ही रहे हो. Isn't it? I'm just suggesting you a better supplement there, but people don't want to take it. So it is hypocrisy. It is basically, I think, more lack of understanding, if not anything else. There is lack of understanding. Yeah.
There are lots of bluffing in the fashion industry, in the film industry. I'm not taking a name of a particular celebrity, but still they are promoting such products which is very harmful to others and people are following blindly.
See, this is called viewer's discretion. Yeah, now this is viewer discretion. Yeah, I mean, when you watch something on Netflix or anything, like, you know, it's always written viewer discretion is advised. Because I mean, if you see a guy fighting with a sword and stabbing somebody, you don't go and do it in your neighborhood. So there's viewer discretion. I mean, of course, yeah, any celebrity who's out there, any famous person, anyone in general Yeah, even the viewer, yeah, who's probably watching our video right now, if someone approaches you with a bag full of money and tells them, ki, like, see, this is a product, I will not tell you anything about it, heads or tails. I want you to promote it. You'll do it without question. You'll not ask questions. Why would you not do it? And that's how it works. And see, celebrities and many people who are like who drive the masses, ये लोग का काम क्या है, मतलब लाइक देयर उनका इनकम है यार वो, या तुमको समझना चाहिए कि मतलब लाइक जब कोई सेलिब्रिटी कोई प्रोडक्ट एंडोर्स कर रहा है, ही इज गेटिंग पेड फॉर इट. तुम अपना दिमाग लगाओ ना,
Very huge
कि
amount
वेदर
they
इट्स
get.
गुड फॉर यू और नॉट, और आई मीन वेदर इट्स एक्चुअली नॉट. सो आई मीन ये व्यूअर डिस्क्रिप्शन वाला सीन है. पीपल शुड हैव अ ब्रेन बेसिकली दैट, एंड ये सप्लीमेंट्स पे भी अप्लाई होता है. Many cases में a lot of athletes are promoting some kind of brand or anything. I have mostly seen athletes मतलब promoting one brand and using something totally different in the background for their personal use. So they don't really use all of these products. The products are fairly different. So there's that. So this is a viewer discretion kind of a thing. You need to understand, yeah, when someone is promoting it, I mean, they're probably not using it. And if you're buying something, if you're putting your money into it, please go out there, understand what you're putting your money into and whether it suits your requirement or not. All training and nutrition में तो this becomes a more complex affair, because see, आप firm grounds पे नहीं हो, आप fitness professional नहीं हो, आप nutrition professional नहीं हो. You are not on firm grounds to basically make that decision. Your trainer or your nutritionist is. They are the people who are on very firm grounds to make that decision for you whether you need it or not. And when you're recommended a supplement, you most likely definitely need it. In today's landscape where see, you cannot, it is very difficult, to be very honest. I mean, for us also, I think I'm sure it applies to everyone. I mean, like, we stay in tier 1 cities, so even then, when you step out, getting a very good healthy meal which probably is not going to screw your health up is going to be a challenge to find, without question. Even when you go to any food joint, I mean, you are out there customizing foods so that it fits your dietary requirement. That is going to happen, isn't it? So if it's difficult for us being fitness professionals, it is going to be, I think, multitude number of times और difficult होने वाले लोगों के लिए. या तो तुमको सप्लीमेंट तो चाहिए, बिकॉज फिर तुम्हारा प्रोटीन रिक्वायरमेंट पूरा करना इम्पॉर्टेंट है. मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि आपका प्रोटीन रिक्वायरमेंट खाने से पूरा नहीं हो सकता है, विदाउट क्वेश्चन हो सकता है. या तुम्हारा ईटिंग हैबिट्स बहुत सही है, या यू आर एबल टू टॉलरेट दैट मच फूड, तुम्हारे लिए प्रैक्टिकल है, तो तुम मत लो सप्लीमेंट, देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लम. ये क्वेश्चन आता है हमेशा कि लेकर सप्लीमेंट लेना चाहिए नहीं लेना चाहिए, आप प्रोटीन क्यों एंडोर्स कर रहे हो. मैं प्रोटीन नहीं एंडोर्स कर रहा हूँ, मैं प्रैक्टिकलिटी एंडोर्स कर रहा हूँ. समझो तुम ऑफिस में हो, यू आर प्रॉब्ली अटेंडिंग अ मीटिंग इन द नेक्स्ट 5 मिनट्स. आप क्या करोगे, आपको लाइक 30 ग्राम प्रोटीन से आप अंडे का डब्बा खोल के खाओगे क्या, एंड यू विल स्मेल लाइक एग्स ओवर देयर. I'm eating absolutely not. What will you do? You will shake a protein, drink it, and you will be gone. Your protein intake is sorted. It is easier. It is easy on your stomach also. Whey protein digests very easily. In fact, whey protein is the first food which you basically get. या वे प्रोटीन की हिस्ट्री में जाओगे कि वे प्रोटीन आया कहाँ से, तो विल अंडरस्टैंड कि लाइक वे प्रोटीन इज वन ऑफ द फर्स्ट थिंग्स व्हिच यू गेट. ह्यूमन मिल्क बेसिकली हैज अ लॉट मोर वे देन केसिन. So whey is something जो हमने, it is one of our first foods which went into our body. So yes, our body is kind of biologically inclined to use that protein more than other sources of protein. So there's that. Yes.
If someone is facing lower testosterone sperm production, then TRT is good for him.
नहीं, सी अभी ये आंसर ना, दिस आई एम द रॉन्ग पर्सन टू आंसर दिस. आई टेल यू व्हाई, बिकॉज दिस, एंड आई डोंट थिंक एनी फिटनेस प्रोफेशनल शुड बी आंसरिंग इट. ये आपके एंड्रोलॉजिस्ट को आंसर करना चाहिए. दिस शुड समवन हु इज प्रॉब्ली अ फर्टिलिटी स्पेशलिस्ट फॉर मेल्स, ही शुड बी आंसरिंग दिस. लाइक अगर आपका स्पर्म काउंट लो है, और इफ समथिंग हैज गॉन रॉन्ग, और लाइक यू आर नॉट एबल टू कंसीव बिकॉज ऑफ ऑल ऑफ दीज इश्यूज, देयर इज समवन हु इज स्पेशलाइजेस इन रिप्रोडक्टिव प्रॉब्लम्स है, उनको हैंडल करना चाहिए. सो ये आई डोंट थिंक दिस इज आवर, एज अ फिटनेस प्रोफेशनल हमारा काम है, ये हमारा काम ही नहीं. दिस इज आउटसाइड अ प्रोफेशनल स्पेशलिटी. अभी आप अगर मुझे ये बोल रहे हो कि लाइक ये सब चेंजेस किसी के बॉडी में एनहांसमेंट्स की वजह से हुए हैं, या डेफिनेटली, देन स्टिल इट विल बी अ डॉक्टर हु विल फिक्स दिस. इट विल नॉट बी समवन, we should not be fixing it. But I mean, see, most of the cases में मतलब like, you know, poor sperm quality and everything is related to a lot of factors. It can be related to poor nutrition, it can be related to poor hormonal health. मतलब ये दो मेजर फैक्टर्स होते हैं, या और प्रॉब्ली इन जनरल अ वेरी बैड लाइफस्टाइल which kind of includes poor nutrition and everything, and also lack of physical activity. Like for example, men who actually train much better, even if they are natural, I mean, let's leave the enhanced people aside, men who are working out and everything, जो लोग weight training करते हैं, naturally लोगों का testosterone बढ़ता है, it increases. But I mean, see, that is also subjected to good nutrition. Everything is subjected to good nutrition at the end of the day. When I say good nutrition is matlab, like get your macros right, get your micronutrients in, yeah, get all of these things in, and then also there are the specialized supplementation which improve your testosterone count, so they can help you out. Okay, रही बात sperm count वाली, but your question again circling back to all of these things, I don't think fitness professionals should be answering this question
because many of them is having such queries related to sperm production.
This is something which purely a doctor will be able to help you out with, because see, there will be a lot of tests which someone will have to do to understand why that is happening,
Why there is, yeah,
isn't it?
reason
Yeah.
behind.
अभी सी बात क्या है पता है क्या, अभी बहुत लोगों को ये क्वेश्चन क्यों होता है, because many people are enhanced. Okay, now what really happens is like you are enhanced. Okay, what the screw up which people do is they don't get, as I said, medical evaluation important है. आप अपने आप को ढंग से medically evaluate करो, अपना reproductive health देखो, because आप reproductive system के साथ ही खेलने वाले हो enhancement में. अब reproductive health देखो, आप cardiovascular health देखो, अब in general अपना एक पूरा complete health checkup करवा ही लो, okay, and then get into enhancements. तो आपको पता चलेगा कि like अरे whatever cycle है ran ये उसके वजह से हुआ है. तो ideal usage के scenarios में once the cycle is over, once I'm completely off the enhancements, my body should most likely revert back to all of these things, because the source which caused all of these changes is no longer there in the system, isn't it? So my body should revert back. But rahi baat ye sperm count wala, this is a different ball game altogether. There's someone who should be into fertility specialist, a doctor should be able to handle. This is not our lookout.
Even Joe Linder also having since 2 years he was in TR.
He was on testosterone replacement therapy. Yes, definitely. Yes, yeah. I mean, and for someone who's very physically fit. अभी सी लेकिन but अभी बहुत सारे लोग. I mean, even Larry Wheels is on testosterone replacement therapy because he was enhanced. He outperformed himself only. Yeah, and he was a freak in terms of strength and physique and everything. Yeah, so he was enhanced for a long time. So अभी तुम बहुत टाइम तक enhance रहोगे, वही मैं बोल रहा था पहले भी कि आप बहुत टाइम तक enhance रहोगे. So when you leave enhancements, आपका internal testosterone production doesn't really go back to how it was earlier.
On the normal level.
Yes, so तो तुमको TRT लगता ही है. So there's that, and TRT also has a multitude of complications. ये मतलब कार्डियोवास्कुलर हो सकता है. कार्डियोवास्कुलर वो अभी लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल ये एन्यूरिज्म वाला जो केस था, आई मीन ही डाइड बिकॉज ऑफ एन्यूरिज्म. सो ये केस था दैट कुड हैव बीन अ कॉम्प्लिकेशन ऑफ टीआरटी, कुड हैव बीन, या, बट आई मीन दिस इज मोर फ्रॉम अ मेडिकल स्टैंडपॉइंट.
Crucial topic it is.
Yeah, of course it is. But I mean, see, like straight up out there going and blaming anabolic steroids and everything is just stupidity. Okay, because in today's world, lazy people who don't work out properly, okay, who are just sitting behind a keyboard, okay, who are just seeing and secretly admiring everyone out there with an incredible, unachievable physique, at a moment's notice will start saying, "Arey, isne steroid liya hoga. Arey, this guy died because of steroids." No, there are 1,000 reasons. I mean, like, if that was the case, I mean, why are random people dying of heart issues and cardio and diabetes? Why are these people? You're talking about some incredibly fit people. Yeah, the people who are enhanced have extremely strict eating routines. They work out really well. Everything is so well planned and programmed. You're talking about them. It's being enhanced doesn't magically make you Superman. It's not like you're just going to be immune to everything under the sun. आपके genetic predispositions भी होते हैं. You could also have a lot of genetic predispositions. मतलब आपको genetically chances ज़्यादा है कुछ बीमारी होने के, तो आपको होने ही वाली है.
Even some of the celebs as well.
Celebrity in what sense? Yeah, I'm not following your question.
Even some of the celebs as well had a cardiac arrest.
Yes.
Still they are having multiple health professionals, multiple doctors still they face cardiac arrest.
Exactly. होने ही वाला ना, तो मतलब like क्यों नहीं होगा? Yeah, because I mean your lifestyle is like that. Yeah, then stress भी होगा. Many factors are there in the picture. So of course, just directly blaming anabolic steroids. और रही बात celebrities की बात करें हम लोग, तो उनके बारे में बात करें. You think celebrities don't use anabolic steroids? Seriously? Yeah, you have to be living under a rock right now. If you believe, yeah, there is, matlab, like, this is a whole new degree of being naive right now, that you think ki, oh, celebrities don't use anabolic steroids. No, absolutely not. They have such unrealistic physiques. Yeah, and of course they're enhanced. Yeah, what are you talking about? Yeah, I mean, they're not going to come out on camera and tell me कि अरे हाँ देखो ये मेरा cycle है, ये मैंने डाला. नहीं no, कोई नहीं बोलने वाला है. No one's going to do that, because of course it's going to be very controversial.
Correct.
Isn't it? And I mean, at their level of fame and everything, where if a celebrity pops out of an auto rickshaw, it becomes news next day. कि अरे ये celebrity रिक्शा में है. So ये news बन जाता है, because like people are just behind them. तो मतलब imagine if they say something so controversial which people are just not ready to accept. तो वो होना ही नहीं वाला. So of course they're going to be very guarded about all of this. But I mean, thinking कि वो लोग enhance नहीं is just stupidity. Of course they're enhanced.
People are not saying that behind what they are consuming externally.
ऊपर से see they have an
Alcohol,
army of
drugs,
people.
whatever.
Exactly. वो भी है, plus
Okay.
उनके पीछे army है पूरी. Yeah. They have an army, you know, of people who will make them exactly the kind of meals they require. Most people we deal with don't have that. They don't have that luxury. Even if they do, I mean, like, you know, life has a lot of things which life puts a lot of things on their plate too. I mean, it's not easy. Yeah. So no, I don't think everything can be factored down to like, okay, this heavily built guy, this amazing god of a person who had crazy physique, unrealistic physique, died to steroids. Yeah. मतलब it's become like this कि कुछ हुआ steroids. Yeah.
Steroids.
Okay. इसकी body अच्छी है मेरे से steroids. Yeah.
Why steroids?
Okay.
there?
मतलब I'm straight away saying this. Okay. I'm straight away putting it out there. Yeah. To a lot of these people who just immediately put it on enhancements and everything. Trust me. If you had all the money on earth and you had access to all the enhancements, okay, you would still not be able to do it. Yeah, because the level of mental strength you need and hard work you need, because see, I think
Patience,
bodies are built over here first.
Yes.
You need to visualize that, and you need to have that work ethic to basically, you need to have the work ethic for, you know, for you to realize that kind of a physique, for you to bring it out. Yeah. And you need to really show up over there. Every day is not going to be easy. It's not going to be like, okay, you know, aaj gym chalega. Many days are not going to feel like going, but those workouts are the ones which count. The days where you don't feel like training are, and when you still show up on the gym floor, when you still do, yeah, there is nothing such as a bad workout. A workout is a workout. Okay, yeah, you're getting it done, and being consistent, you know, having that mental strength, being able to push, this is what is required to do. And when you get enhanced, you have to do it even in many more degrees than a normal person has to do, and things get very complicated. You have to handle your injection schedules, you have to handle all of the drugs you're on, you have to handle your in general healthcare handle करना पड़ता है, बहुत सारी चीज़ें. Your supplementation routine gets very complicated. You get doctors involved into the picture. Things get very, very complicated. So it's not easy. Yeah, it is definitely not easy. And the people who are enhanced definitely do take care of themselves a lot. They take care of themselves a lot. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Do people go overboard? Yes, people definitely do overboard. अभी चलो एक और controversial opinion. I think a lot of pre-workout का use of lately, जो stimulant का use आजकल चल रहा है, वो ज़्यादा dangerous है. वो heart वाले issues बहुत सारे तो ये stimulant use की वजह से है. People have gone nuts. अभी the gyms. I mean, I've been to gyms off lately. There was a gym which I recently visited. I saw a teenager who basically mixed a very, very strong pre-workout. He mixed psychotic into Monster. Energy drink, okay, put it in that. He took Monster, khali kiya shaker mein, psychotic khali kiya shaker mein, shook it up nicely, okay, and drank it. I was like, you have to be out of your mind, because Monster has caffeine, psychotic has a boatload of insane amount of caffeine and stimulants. You're on all of these things. What they essentially do is like they put your entire system and dial it up to 11. Yeah. Everything is working fast. Your heart is beating really fast. These people are like jittery and shaky when they're working out. Yeah, that is bad. Don't you think you're gonna die?
Reason of cardiac arrest.
Of course. Yeah, one more reason. Supplement. Poorly informed supplementation choices. This is I mean, I mean, no fitness professional is ever gonna tell you. No real fitness professional is ever gonna tell you to do something like this. It is absolute stupidity. Please don't do these things. Yeah, and honestly speaking, pre-workouts is not a necessity. I think you should have a good amount of mental strength that जब तुम जिम में जाओगे तुम्हारा mental strength and तुम्हारा internal discipline ही, motivation नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, discipline बोल रहा हूँ, तुम्हारा internal discipline. I always say, yeah, motivation से एक workout अच्छा हो सकता है, 2 workout अच्छा हो सकता है, motivation ना निकल जाता है, motivation चले जाएगा. Young boys come to the gym, they are like, oh my god, you know, मेरा breakup हो गया, या तो मेरे को अच्छा बॉडी बनाना है, तो मतलब वो उसका मोटिवेशन. अभी उसको नई गर्लफ्रेंड मिल जाएगी, मोटिवेशन चलेगी तो बॉडी भी चलेगी साथ में. ओके, सो दैट शुड नॉट हैपन. या रिस्पेक्ट योर बॉडी, ओके, एंड मतलब डोंट हैव सच मीनियल ट्रिवियल मोटिवेशंस. बी डिसिप्लिन्ड. Discipline will outlast everything. Motivation gets you a good workout, discipline gets you a good body. That is the whole idea. Okay, So people make some very stupid choices, and coming back to the pre-workout thing, you need to have that mental strength. तुम्हारा डिसिप्लिन इतना होना चाहिए कि लाइक जब तुम जिम में जाओ ना, योर ब्रेन शुड बी ऑटोमेटिकली प्रोग्राम कि हाँ मैं अभी जिम में आया हूँ, मैं बहुत फोकस्ड हूँ, जिम में कितना भी बेकार गाना बज रहा हो, ओके, नो मैटर व्हाट इट इज, तुमको अच्छा लगे नहीं लगे, इग्नोर दैट, शट योर ब्रेन ऑफ, गो अंडर दैट बारबेल एंड स्क्वाट रियली डीप एंड हैव दैट सेम अमाउंट ऑफ मेंटल फोकस एंड एनर्जी एवरी डे, बिल्ड that builds strength of character and strength, and that is how you work out properly. I don't think you need to always rely on a pre-workout. Pre-workout becomes something which becomes an addiction cycle. You basically take a pre-workout, uske bina fir workout ही नहीं हो रहा है इनका, तो ऐसा I'm not saying don't use pre-workout completely, please, definitely, if you are someone who actually does need it, if you have had a very tiring day, you're mentally very exhausted, use it once in a while when your body really really needs it, but don't make it a habit. And please don't go overboard with some pre-workout which are known, which are like very very, which have a huge amount of stimulants. They are
Not
going to have a
only
bad
this pre-workout, even some 14-15 age guys, they were also consuming termin as well.
Yeah, so see, adenosine monophosphate, termin, amp and termin, again, because these are again things which basically give you that, they really
Stimulant.
they stimulate you, and they basically kind of make you completely nuts, and you're like training and everything. So this is a very bad idea. Okay, this is generally a very bad idea, and these things are going to put a huge load on your system. Yeah, and this is one of the reasons why people are dying. Yeah, if you want to come to that point where like okay, why people are dying, the amp and termin and all of these things, ये stimulant वाला जो part है ना, ये वो वाला part है, this is exactly the problematic part, is the stimulant वाला part. जैसे मैंने आपको बोला अभी पहले, थोड़ी देर पहले, कि enhancement लोगे तो क्या होगा, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा hormonal issues होने वाली है. Stimulant वाली चीज़ें है ना, these are the things which will immediately get you to hospital. मतलब you are like you stimulate yourself to the point of poisoning yourself.
Yeah.
And right, चलो तुमने poison नहीं किया, and like let's say you showed some discretion in using it, but eventually जब बंद होगा तो तुम वर्कआउट नहीं कर पा रहे हो उसके बिना, तो ये हैबिट फॉर्मिंग नहीं हो गया ना, आदत ही पड़ गई है तुमको, isn't it? Yeah. अभी ये सप्लीमेंट्स में नहीं होता है. चलो लेट्स से कि मेरा वे प्रोटीन का जार खत्म हो गया, ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं वर्कआउट नहीं कर पाऊंगा, और ऐसा भी नहीं है कि मेरे को प्रोटीन नहीं मिलेगा, मेरा वे प्रोटीन खत्म हो गया, आई कैन ऑफ कोर्स स्विच टू सम अदर, मैंने चिकन खा लिया उसकी जगह पे, मेरे को प्रोटीन तो मिल रहा है, नथिंग वेंट बैड विद मी, आई जस्ट स्विच टू अनदर सोर्स ऑफ फूड.
So now these are the questions which I came from public. Huh?
Okay.
First,
That should be
how much
interesting.
expenses is required for one prep competition?
Okay, see, I'm not a very number friendly person, but I mean, okay, let me give you it depends on which kind of competitions you're competing. I mean, some bottom of the rack competitions, abhi chote competitions hote, where the entire standard of competition does not require to be that great. Okay, so these competitions should be done. And I mean, तुम time span कितने time की बात कर रहे हो? That is my question. मतलब like how much time are you talking about? So I am asking you a question so that I can answer you properly. आप कितने time की बात कर रहे हो prep के लिए?
If someone is planning for after 3 years, I can say after 3 years.
That is a very long time. Yeah.
After 1 year.
That is a monster time.
After
Generally,
1 year.
अभी generally जब contest prep की बात होती है ना, तो मतलब basically क्या होता है, चलो मैं ही आंसर कर देता हूँ उसको, let me only give the time scale and everything, let me answer it. छोटे competitions को बहुत खर्चा नहीं होता. Okay, the main तुम्हारा जो expense होगा, okay, is not even the PEDs. Okay, mostly the most expensive thing is your food and nutrition. That is the most expensive thing. Now this also is dependent on where you're staying and how you're sourcing your food. That becomes very expensive. The second thing is, please, for heaven's sake, hire somebody who will actually train you and get you ready. Okay, अब मैं इसलिए नहीं बोल रहा हूँ because I'm a prep coach. I'm just promoting myself. Okay, yeah. Even if I am, whatever, doesn't matter. But the point is, yeah. Okay, yeah. But the point being कि you need someone to actually show you the way, guide you, and you need an extra set of watchful eyes to tell you where you're going. Okay, so it is without a question very important. Okay, you need a teacher. सो इट इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट. तो तुम किसको हायर कर रहे हो प्रेप करने के लिए, उनकी फीस वीस भी आ जाती है पिक्चर में. ओके, सो दिस इज़ हाउ इट इज़. इन जनरल अगर मैं एक तीन से लेके 4 महीने का टाइम स्पैन पकड़ूँ ना, ओके, और बहुत ही कंजर्वेटिवली मैं बहुत कंजर्वेटिवली बोलूँ तो मतलब लाइक 50 to 70K इज़ गॉन for getting not for a month, मतलब like let me take a time span of 3 to 4 months का time period. और मैं बहुत extremely conservative होके बोल रहा हूँ, this is getting ready for a small competition. या 50 to 70K will easily be gone. या बहुत कंजर्वेटिव होके बोल रहा हूँ. Of course, see, there are prep coaches who are like super expensive, who are preparing people for IFBB pros. I mean that kind of competition for very very big competitions, yes. But फिर वो लोगों की ट्रेनिंग फीस एंड ऑल भी वैसी होती है. सो इट्स लाइक दैट. मैं बहुत कंजर्वेटिव होके बोल, और मैं ये सोच के बोल रहा हूँ कि मतलब लाइक देयर आर गोना बी पीपल हु आर वाचिंग दिस वीडियो फ्रॉम वेरी स्मॉल टाउन्स, फ्रॉम जिम्स वेयर वेरी वेरी लिमिटेड रिसोर्सेज वहाँ पे भी. बट आई मीन सी एट द एंड ऑफ द डे सप्लीमेंट का तो खर्चा उतना ही होने वाला. You are going to spend money on supplementation, you are going to spend money on the basic food and everything, or more or less nearby वो cost वही होने वाला. Enhancements also nearby, they're all going to be the same. You have got to pay for a competition registrations, you'll be paying for your tanning, you'll be paying for all of these things. So मतलब like एकदम extremely conservative होके बोल रहा हूँ कि मतलब like वो 3-4 महीने का खर्चा आपका 70K तक तो जाने ही वाला है आराम से. 50 to 70K would be bare, एकदम bare minimum होके बोल रहा हूँ मैं, बहुत ही ultra conservatively. अभी मेरे पास ऐसे students रह चुके हैं जो लोग and I'm saying, you are saying only competing, okay? Mind you, I'm not saying कि like मतलब like if you say कि like a competition जीतने वाला crazy physique which is just like outright goes out there and wins competition, now that is a different ball game altogether, okay? But I've had students, I had a student who came from Nepal, yeah. His name is Ram, okay? One very sincere student. अभी इसका तो मैं नाम ले रहा हूँ particularly as a mark of respect I give him as a teacher, to be very honest. Very sincere student, okay? He used to travel from very very far and come for lectures early in the morning over here at the academy, okay? And this guy with such a tiny little budget, मतलब like उसका monthly for bodybuilding standards ना 10,000 का monthly budget बहुत छोटा है, yeah, to actually build a competition class physique and actually win competitions. So even with a small little budget of just 10K, he still built a very good physique and he still was a competing athlete for many years to come. He stopped competing recently because of a lot of like concerns of his own life, I mean like work related and everything, but that doesn't mean he'll not compete again. So matlab like yes, financial should not be the only limiting factor, yes, but I mean like winning class physique के लिए मतलब yes, you're looking at a lot of money. And अभी फिर अगर मैं यहाँ से अगर आगे बात करूँ तो मतलब I know bodybuilders who are pro card holders and everything, you know, so
as you said about pro card,
yes, so
can you tell me after having pro card can we have a very good
of course you can of course I think you can have a good career. I'll tell you why, okay? Because once you won a pro card, it puts you on an international map. You can compete in many places. You actually have this recognition of a pro card holder, if not directly through other brand sponsorships and people directly paying you and endorsing you in some way. I think as a professional who's actually out there probably training other people, probably getting other people competition ready, probably helping other people out for transformations, I think you still can have a meaningful career. I mean, this is coming from someone who is a lecturer of exercise science and who's trained people to become fitness professionals or training other people. मैं उस perspective से बोल रहा हूँ. I'm giving you a very different take. I'm sure लोगों का अलग take होगा ये matter पे, but I think people can still have a meaningful career out of it. But see, like of course, it's not going to come without working. अभी बहुत लोगों को क्या लगता है कि like अरे pro card मिल गया तो someone should come to my doorstep, give me money, मेरे को ये दे दो, वो दे दो, ऐसा दे दो, ऐसा दे दो. नहीं होने वाला है. Please, you know, get up out of your seat, do something, and you'll get it. Yeah, you can do a lot of things if it's put you on an international map. You know, if you are someone who has an IFBB pro card holder, yeah, you've been put on a map and you have a very 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 respectable amount of recognition. I think it is a very honorable thing to have a pro card, and anyone who seriously works out, anyone who's a bodybuilder will definitely respect that, and that will translate into money if it is put out over there without question. Yeah, but I mean, like, see, getting a pro card ready physique and everything, and actually building a body like that, and so on and so on. So what's really going to happen over there is, like, you know, there's of course a huge financial input. I mean, you're putting in lakhs and lakhs of rupees basically, probably on a monthly basis. Yeah, so there's that. Depending on what kind of enhancement cycles you're running, where you're located and everything. मैं location बहुत बोल रहा हूँ because, like, you know, बहुत factor, many things matter. Like for example, let's say you work out in a like really ultra expensive gym. Matter करता है वो. Yeah, it is an expense you are bearing. Okay, isn't it? If the guy who's training you is actually coming in and training you over there, of course you'll have to pay him too. You'll have to bear all of these expenses. So the expenses would vary wildly. तो इसके लिए मैंने बहुत एक ultra conservative figure दिया था वहाँ पे.
As you said about money, can you tell me how much money plays an important role in a
For bodybuilding, without question, bodybuilding is a very, very expensive sport, without question. Okay, and please, yeah, if you're doing bodybuilding, please figure that thing out of how these things are going to come back to you. You should have some form of returns. it should basically give you some form of returns. If not anything else, so probably you should be a working fitness professional where your physique is a display element and that attracts customers to you and you earn money. तो मतलब लाइक समझो तुम लाइक लाख मतलब एक कंपटीशन के लिए चलो तुमने 5 लाख रुपए डाल दिए पीछे, या ओके, जो बहुत नॉर्मल फिगर है टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, या मतलब लाइक अच्छे ढंग के बड़े कॉम्पिटिशन में लोग इतना तो डाल ही देते हैं. दिस इज व्हाट पीपल डू. ओके, सो इफ यू पुट this much money behind all of these things, I think you should be able to earn that back too. Because if you have a physique like that, because your display is so great, you know, your physique is your display over here. So if your physique is so good, you should be able to utilize it and be able to gather clientele and gather money and from many sources, not only from probably training others. Okay, अभी यहाँ पे मैं बहुत important point बोल रहा हूँ, again a controversial take over here. I don't think a lot of bodybuilders make great trainers. Because bodybuilders के पीछे usually coaches होते हैं who have actually all the brains. So the brawn is something else, the brain is something else over someone else over here. So because a lot of trainers are अभी ये trainers भी ऐसे ही होते हैं. Many trainers are like, you know, it is very important to identify who's training you. I am straying off into a different direction. I will come back to your topic, but let me clear this out first. Yeah, there are many trainers who are like, you know, who got very incomplete information and still out there training people, and many trainers are just like look really jacked big guys, and like people just generally assume like this guy would just be a good trainer. No, absolutely not. They would probably not be. They would probably be the worst trainer, isn't it? Because please understand whether your goals align to bodybuilding or not. Yes, if you want to do bodybuilding, then he is probably a good trainer for you. If your goals don't align to bodybuilding, he is probably not a good trainer for you. You should understand where it goes. Yeah, and point being about earning money, क्या bodybuilding करके हम लोग पैसे कमा सकते हैं? Definitely. But फिर like, you know, तुमको अपने आप को market करना आना चाहिए. अगर आप अपने आप को market नहीं,
marketing.
Yes, of course you have to present yourself. Yeah, bodybuilding is also I mean, okay, that sounds very weird, but okay, yeah. Stop, don't sell yourself. Yes, yeah, but I mean, propagate yourself, put yourself out there where people recognize you, recognize your work and your talent. Put yourself out there, so people
It means unless and until you are not investing on yourself, people will
वो तो
gonna
वो
invest on
समझो,
you.
सी बॉडी बिल्डिंग में तो हो चुका है ना, वो आपने अपने आप पे इन्वेस्ट कर लिया, इसीलिए आप बॉडी बिल्डर बन गए. आपकी फिजिक एक हद तक बिल्ड हो गई है, यू आर डेवलप्ड एंड लाइक, यू नो, यू आर गुड, यू आर बिग, यू आर स्ट्रॉन्ग, यू आर शार्प एंड एवरीथिंग. अब क्या है कि लाइक नाउ इज द टाइम टू एक्चुअली काउंसिल पीपल, टॉक टू पीपल, एक्सप्लेन टू देम व्हाई यू वुड बी बेटर देन द अदर पीपल एंड पुट योर सर्विसेज आउट देयर. देन दैट मनी विल स्टार्ट फ्लोइंग इन. अभी आई हैव सीन अ लॉट ऑफ बॉडी बिल्डर्स इनक्रेडिबली इंप्रेसिव फिजिक, बट नो स्पॉन्सर्स, नथिंग. बिकॉज वो लोग है नहीं ना. और आज की दुनिया में यार सोशल मीडिया पे आना ना इम्पोर्टेंट है, बिकॉज दैट इज़ वेयर ऑल द मनी इज, एटलीस्ट फॉर ऑल ऑफ दिस. ये इंडस्ट्री के लिए तो डेफिनेटली है ही. आप सोशल मीडिया पे आओगे, दिखोगे, या तो लोग आपको जानेंगे, पहचानेंगे, एंड देन द स्पॉन्सर, छोटे छोटे स्पॉन्सरशिप्स भी आएंगे, तो बट पैसा तो आ रहा है ना. Isn't it? It is still allowing you to recover that money which you've put in. Okay, at least someone will identify the work which you've put into. So sponsors है, they're definitely there. Yeah, अगर direct sponsorships नहीं दे रहे तो there are many supplement brands which will basically put you on like, okay, I am saying it very honestly and as it is. I'm saying there are many supplement brands which will basically tell you, okay, promote my supplements if you bring in this much sales. If it comes in, if you are able to, if you promoting us leads to this much number of sales, we will pay you back. But चलो ठीक है ना, but earning की opportunity है तो सही, isn't it? It's not like you're just sitting at home rubbing your hands and wondering what I should do. So है opportunity. So yes, it will turn into money. और पैसा बहुत important role play करता है bodybuilding में, because it is a very expensive sport. All I think every sport is very expensive. I don't think any sport is cheap. कोई स्पोर्ट चीप नहीं है. अभी अब तुम क्रिकेट की बात कर लो, यू टॉक अबाउट क्रिकेट, बैडमिंटन और टेनिस और वट एवर, ऑल ऑफ दीज द कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट्स which are actually going to professionally train you to become a sportsman are all going to charge a bomb. Yeah, they're all going to be there. Then the actual input which goes in to the gear and to traveling and going around here and there, of course multifaceted है. अलग अलग स्पोर्ट्स में अलग अलग चीज़ें होंगी जहाँ पे एक्सपेंस फैक्टर अलग होगा. ओके, बट है तो सही, is definitely there. और बॉडी बिल्डिंग कुछ अलग नहीं है इसमें, बॉडी बिल्डिंग भी है. और बॉडी बिल्डिंग आई थिंक इज स्टिल ग्रोइंग. फिटनेस इंडस्ट्री भी काफ़ी नेसेंट स्टेज पे है, इट इज स्टिल ग्रोइंग. बॉडी बिल्डिंग इंडस्ट्री भी ग्रो हो रहा है, बिकॉज आई एम सीइंग नए नए कॉम्पिटिशन्स आते जा रहे हैं, तो अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ मिल रही है. बिकॉज पहले क्या हुआ करता था कि पहले अभी बॉडी बिल्डिंग का लैंडस्केप ऐसा था कि ओके, ईयर एंडिंग में कॉम्पिटिशन्स हुआ करते थे, एंड वंस दैट टाइम पीरियड इज डन, यू डोंट रियली हैव अ लॉट ऑफ कॉम्पिटिशन्स टू कम्पीट इन. अभी ऐसा हो गया कि लाइक कॉम्पिटिशन बहुत यूनिफॉर्मली, काफ़ी अच्छी तरीके से यूनिफॉर्मली स्प्रेड आउट हो गया साल में. मतलब like if you're a competing bodybuilder, let's say you've missed your conditioning, you've missed your peak conditioning towards the end of the year, you can still find some competitions to compete in and go out there and showcase your physique and everything. And अगर आप, और एक और side point है यहाँ पे कि अगर आप fitness enthusiast हो, अगर आप एक recreational bodybuilder हो, if you really love bodybuilding, please do compete. Please actually go and compete and see what your physique is worth, because I think a competition brings out the best in you. आप तभी अपने आप को, इफ़ यू हैव अ डेट फॉर कॉम्पिटिशन, इफ यू हैव समवन दैट कॉम्पिटिटिव एज ना, तभी जाके आप वहाँ तक पहुँचोगे वेर योर बेसिकली बॉडी विल बी completely ready. Okay, where you will be completely ready. It will bring out the absolute best your body is capable of, and you keep sharpening and polishing yourself, so it will bring out the best in you. So if you're someone who's a very enthusiastic person, please go out there and actually do consider competing. I have actually done this in the gym. Abhi, like, I don't know, some people might probably find me annoying and all of these things, but mujhe na, when I see young kids na work out, particularly college going crowd, when I see them, abhi hamare liye to kids hi hai, they're much younger than us. So when I see them na, I tell them कि like, see, you have a great physique, you should probably consider competing. क्योंकि क्या होता है पता है, जिम में ना बड़े अनरियलिस्टिक स्टैंडर्ड्स बिल्डअप हो जाते हैं. बहुत सारे लोग जिम में ना, दे प्रॉब्ली आर बेटर देन एवरेज वहाँ के लोग, बट दे थिंक कि लाइक अरे आई एम एथलेटिक. वो लोग ने एक्चुअल एथलीट्स देखे ही नहीं. When you really go out there and see what real athletes are, it just changes. There is a paradigm shift in your perspective. You just see things in a very different way. The amount of motivation that will give you, the amount of motivation it will be, and this is more than motivation. I think this will just bring that burning desire to basically reach there, and that is what people need. And see, if you're someone who already is interested in all of these things, this is what the competition will spark in you and probably bring out that athleticism, isn't it? Like अभी ऐसे कितने सारे cases है, isn't it? अभी for example, the legendary Phil Heath was a basketball player. He came into bodybuilding, and once he started competing, it brought the Olympian out of him. And and the rest is history, isn't it? So there's that. Yeah. So competitions do that to you, isn't it?
Shall we go for next question?
Yes, definitely.
What is peak week?
Okay. Yeah. What is a peak week? All right. Okay. Peak week is basically a bodybuilding term. Peak week मतलब आप competition के लिए जो final आपका week है, अभी यहाँ पे peak week है, तो मतलब like I'll particularly talk about the last week. ये basically वो time है जब आप competition के लिए completely ready हो गए हो. ओके अभी मेरा मानना ये है, एज अ प्रेप कोच, व्हाट आई से इज कि लाइक आप कंपटीशन के 1-2 दिन पहले रेडी मत हो प्लीज. या यू हैव टू बी एब्सोल्युटली लाइक you will definitely end up screwing something up. There has to be an error, margin error left over there. I always tell my athletes to basically be ready, completely competition ready, much earlier than the contest date. तो ये peak week basically वो time है जब आप actually completely पूरी तरह ready हो गए, आप अपने water control में हो, you are trying to get sharper and you are trying to get really dry, you are trying to bring out the best. ये वो finishing touches वाला time है, when you are like being completely absolutely stage ready. That is your peak week. Okay, there are many things which are done, like people use diuretics, which basically removes water from the body. Okay, all right. So this is what happens. So basically what happens, that basically make people really nice and dry. What अभी diuretics क्या करते हैं, अभी water control होता क्या, पहले तो वो डिस्कस कर लेते हैं. Diuretics ऐसे medications होते हैं जो basically आपके बॉडी से पानी निकालेंगे. अभी लेकिन प्रॉब्लम ये है कि हमारे किडनीज ऐसे काम नहीं करते. हमारे किडनीज क्या करेंगे, पानी निकालेंगे तो इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स भी निकाल देंगे. तो इसके लिए आप देखोगे ना, स्टेज पे लोग क्रैम्प हो रहा है, ऐसे शेक हो रहा है, या लोग आप अभी when I used to do bodybuilding earlier, तो हमने स्टेज पे देखा था, I've seen people beside me and everything, those very old school bodybuilders, वो लोग यही करते, पानी पीना completely रोक देते हैं, which is not a very brilliant practice actually. बहुत अच्छा आइडिया नहीं है, बिकॉज दैट इज लाइक इनक्रेडिबली अनहेल्दी. पूरी तरह पानी पीना रोको मत, बिकॉज एक साइड से बॉडी से पानी डायरेक्ट ले रहे हो, पानी निकलते भी जा रहा है बॉडी से, ऊपर से पानी पीना भी आपने बहुत ही कम कर दिया है. मतलब लाइक कुछ लोग तो कम्प्लीटली बंद कर देते हैं. ये एक रीज़न होता है वाई पीपल लूज अ लॉट ऑफ इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स. पानी कम्प्लीटली बॉडी से निकल चुका है, लोग फेंट हो जाते हैं और लोग क्रैम्प भी होता है, जिसकी वजह से वो लोग एक्चुअली इफेक्टिवली पोज भी नहीं कर पाते. ओके और ये पीक वीक एंड एवरीथिंग जो आप बात कर रहे थे हम लोग ना, मतलब लाइक ये एक टाइम है जहाँ पे आई थिंक बहुत सारे लोगों को पोजिंग रूटीन्स प्रैक्टिस करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. पोजिंग रूटीन्स में गेटिंग दैट मसल कंट्रोल. एंड पोजिंग रूटीन क्या होता है ना कि लाइक आप ऐसे पोज करो वेर यू शो सी बॉडी बिल्डिंग इन एनी सेंस, मतलब चाहे ओपन बॉडी बिल्डिंग हो, क्लासिक फिजिक हो, मेंस फिजिक है, या नए नए जो डिविजन्स आए जैसे कि ऑल ऑफ दिस डेनिम फिटनेस मॉडलिंग एंड वट एवर ऑल ऑफ दिस शोज। अभी इनमें क्या है कि दिस इज ऑल अ गेम अल्टीमेटली कि आपको आपके फिजिक को बेस्ट में दिखाना है। अगर आपका पोजिंग अच्छा नहीं है ना, you cannot showcase yourself very well, you don't know how to hold the poses and showcase the best form of you, you're not going to win. It's end of story. So ये ending days में when you're actually preparing, please practice your posing routines properly. It is very very important, and get your posing routines done properly. Circling back to the diuretic and the water control part. Okay, what really happens with the diuretics is जब हम diuretics लेते हैं हमारे बॉडी में से पानी निकलता है और इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स भी निकल जाता है, तो people start shivering and shaking because उनको आ रहे होते हैं क्रैम्प। ओके और ये जो बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाता है ना, तो और वो होता है फिर आपने कार्ब्स भी कट किए हुए हैं बिकॉज आपको एकदम लीन और शार्प और ड्राई रहना, आपने बहुत टाइम से कार्ब्स नहीं के बराबर। अभी कुछ लोग तो कम्प्लीटली जीरो कार्ब्स तक ही चले जाते हैं एटलीस्ट, मतलब लाइक एटलीस्ट फिगरेटिवली तो वो लोग जीरो कार्ब्स पे होता है। सी एक्चुअली यू कैन नॉट रियली गो ऑन जीरो कार्ब्स बिकॉज आप प्रोटीन के जो सोर्सेज खा रहे हो उसमें 2-3 ग्राम कार्ब्स होने ही वाला है, isn't it? तो ऐसा तो हुआ ही नहीं कि लाइक कंप्लीटली कार्ब्स आए नहीं है सिस्टम में, बट वी आर नॉट रियली डायरेक्टली ईटिंग कार्ब सोर्सेज। आप कार्ब सोर्सेज डायरेक्टली खा नहीं रहे हो, तो आपकी बॉडी में आपका ब्लड शुगर लेवल सर लाइक रियली लो, आपकी बॉडी इनक्रेडिबल स्ट्रेस में, प्लस आप स्टेज पे खड़े हो। ओके तो आप स्टेज पे खड़े हो तो व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इज इतना गर्मी, इतने लाइट्स, अभी वो इतने वार्म लाइट्स होते हैं स्टेज पे खड़े हो एंड यू कॉन्स्टेंटली फ्लेक्सिंग एंड लेट्स से कि कॉल आउट में आपको बुलाया है आगे एंड लाइक लेट्स से यू मेक द टॉप 10 और यू मेक द सिलेक्शन एंड देन फाइनली उसमें से फाइनल विनर्स टॉप 3 सिलेक्ट होंगे, तो फिर यू हैव टू पोज अगेन, there's again more and more things keep coming, तो people tire out and then they faint and fall down। तो ये कॉमन अभी आजकल उसके ऊपर वीडियोस बन गए। सो आई डोंट थिंक ऐसा कोई बहुत नॉवेल चीज़ नई चीज़ हो रही है बॉडी बिल्डिंग में। there's always been people who have been fainting and falling, the point is right now कि सोशल मीडिया में भी हाईलाइट ज़्यादा होता है। इट्स लाइक दैट या इट्स नॉट लाइक कि बॉडी बिल्डिंग इतना बेकार स्पोर्ट है कि भाई देखो यहाँ पे लोग फेंट हो रहे। अरे तुम स्पोर्ट्स डे के लिए जब तैयार होते थे स्कूल में तो तुम ग्राउंड पे फेंट हो जाते थे, तो अगर मैं उसमें रील बना कर डाल दूँ कि लाइक अरे देखो देखो स्पोर्ट्स डे, सच अ हॉरिबल स्कूल, यहाँ पे बच्चे लोग फेंट हो रहे हैं ग्राउंड में, सच अ बैड स्कूल, स्पोर्ट्स डे करना बंद कर दो। नो, don't do that. I mean like this is going to happen everywhere. Yeah, I mean children are there outside, they're practicing, they're doing that. People feel lightheaded and dizzy anywhere in the harsh sun, wherever there is a competitive sport, wherever there will be a anything जहाँ पे physical challenge होगा वहाँ पे people are going to have all of these things. It's not like people are just straight up it's not going to be harmful, and mostly ये सब competitions में ना, at least अच्छे competitions में, I'm not naming anyone right now, but I mean at least good competitions में people are always prepared, मतलब प्रिपरेशन हमेशा होता ही है कि हाँ कोई तो फेंट हो जाएगा, कोई कुछ ना कुछ होगा, लोग होता ही है। प्लस बहुत सारे बॉडी बिल्डर्स क्या करते हैं अभी ये पर्टिकुलरली ऑन डे जिस दिन कंपटीशन होता है ना, उस दिन व्हाट दे डू इज लाइक, मेरे कुछ बॉडी बिल्डर्स जंक लोड करते हैं। वो लोग सडनली बहुत सारे कार्ब्स खा लेंगे, तो क्या होता है कि मसल में बेसिकली मसल ग्लाइकोजन हो जाता है फुल। तो ग्लाइकोजन मसल में बेसिक ग्लाइकोजन क्या होता है ना, ग्लाइकोजन आपका स्टोरेज कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स होते हैं, आपके मसल में वो स्टोर होता है। तो जब ग्लाइकोजन फुल होता है ना आपके मसल, आपकी स्किन हो गई एकदम पतली, पानी वानी निकाल के, ओके आपका फैट परसेंटेज है कम, और आपने क्या किया लास्ट मिनट पे कार्ब्स लोड कर दिया, तो ग्लाइकोजन से ना मसल एकदम नाइस टाइट और बल्जिंग हो जाता है। सो यू आर वेरी स्टेज रेडी, सो दैट इज व्हाट पीपल डू। तो ये सब किया जाता है, सो ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स आर डन। अभी लेकिन क्या होता है पता है, कार्ब्स अगर खाओगे, कार्ब्स डाइजेस्ट करने के लिए, कार्ब्स ब्रेक डाउन करने के लिए भी और पानी चाहिए होता है, तो वो कार्ब्स तोड़ने के लिए ना आपकी बॉडी और पानी एब्जॉर्ब कर लेता है। तो दिस समटाइम्स leads to some complications where people start feeling very lightheaded, very dizzy and everything, and people faint. So these things happen.
Adversive affected.
Yes. But I mean ऐसा नहीं दिखाने चाहिए कि because अभी मैंने कमेंट सेक्शन में पढ़ा people, I mean कि किसी मतलब I don't think the people commenting have ever even seen a gym. Yeah, मतलब डंबल हाथ भी नहीं लगाया हुआ अभी तक, but then they come and say कि अरे देखो बॉडी बिल्डिंग is a horrible sport. This is like this, you know, these people are gym rats. Okay, ठीक है, fine, we are gym rats, so what, yeah, but we respect our bodies, yeah, you don't do that too, yeah, I mean like you are just sitting there at home doing nothing, yeah, isn't it? We at least have the discipline to go out there and respect our body, to not put anything dangerous into it, yeah, to at least go out there and train, yeah, to at least build ourselves up. And one very important thing which the gym teaches people is that physical strength के साथ mental strength भी build up हो जाता है। It is always a result of that mental strength is always built up over there. So I mean it follows, and that discipline translates into real life, and your life also becomes better in many ways. So there are a lot of people who just keep complaining about all of these small minor things which happen in every other sport. अभी देखो ना, मतलब motor sports है, like if you watch MotoGP, yeah, where people are racing bikes at God knows what all unholy speeds, people crash, yeah, and people die, yeah, okay, so So I mean, it is a sport. It is going to have. There is obviously going to be a chance of risking injury and even death. It is going to be everywhere. Any sport has it. Why people haven't died playing cricket? People don't get injured playing cricket. Yeah, but I mean, it is celebrated. So I mean, it is another sport where there are chances of injury. So the same thing goes with bodybuilding. Why so much drama about it? I don't understand, seriously. Yeah, getting me. Yes. So I hope I've covered up some more interesting topic. What are the other things which people want to ask us? Let me know.
Next question is, what is the difference between corticosteroid and anabolic steroids?
Okay, so they are completely different things. Corticosteroids are mostly used for treatment purposes. Okay, of course, anabolic androgenic steroids performance enhancement में ही यूज होता है, बट आई मीन मेडिकल यूज है उनका विदाउट क्वेश्चन. मतलब टेस्टोस्टेरोन रिप्लेसमेंट थेरेपी में यूज होगा, एक मसल वेस्टिंग डिजीज में यूज होगा, जहाँ पे लोगों के मसल कंप्लीटली वेस्ट होते जा रहे हैं, मतलब मसल मास कम होता जा रहा है बीमारियों की वजह से. वहाँ पे भी स्टेरॉइड्स यूज होते हैं, या बट कॉर्टिकोस्टेरॉइड्स का यूज़ कम्प्लीटली अलग है. कॉर्टिकोस्टेरॉइड्स क्या करेंगे, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल ऑटो इम्यून डिजीजेज जैसे रूमेटॉइड आर्थराइटिस हो गया, वहाँ पे यूज़ होता है आपके इम्यूनिटी सिस्टम के एक्टिविटी को सप्रेस करने के लिए. बिकॉज ये सब कंडीशन में क्या करे, आपकी इम्यूनिटी सिस्टम आपके जॉइंट्स को अटैक कर रही है, तो उस इम्यूनिटी सिस्टम के एक्टिविटी को रोकने के लिए, कम करने के लिए. तो इन अ वे अगर एकदम ओवर सिंप्लीफिकेशन करूँ खाली एक्सप्लेनेशन के सेक्स के लिए, तो कॉर्टिकोस्टेरॉइड्स एक्चुअली एनाबॉलिक स्टेरॉइड के ऑपोजिट हो गया. ये अगर कोई चीज़ बहुत रैपिड रेट पे बना रहे हैं, एनाबॉलिक स्टेरॉइड्स रैपिड रेट पे कोई चीज़ बिल्डअप कर रहे हैं, तो कॉर्टिकोस्टेरॉइड्स कोई चीज़ को रोक रहे हैं और तोड़ रहे हैं बेसिकली. दैट इज़ व्हाट दे डू. ये सप्रेसिव होते हैं. और कॉर्टिकोस्टेरॉइड्स का एक और काम होता है, कॉर्टिकोस्टेरॉइड्स एंटी इन्फ्लेमेटरी होती है, सूजन कम करेंगे, पेन कम करेंगे, पेन भी कम करते हैं, स्वेलिंग भी कम करते हैं. तो इनका यूज़ बेसिकली ये होता है. एनाबॉलिक स्टेरॉइड्स भी कुछ हद तक आपका पेन और स्वेलिंग कम कर सकते हैं. दे ऑल्सो डू दैट. कुछ पर्टिकुलर ड्रग्स पर्टिकुलरली यही काम करते हैं. बट ये एनाबॉलिक होते हैं नेचर में, मतलब लाइक दे विल बी बिल्डिंग अप समथिंग, दे विल बी एक्सेलरेटिंग द एनाबॉलिक वाला प्रोसेस. तो आपके बॉडी में कोई ना कोई चीज़ बन रही होती है. दैट इज़ व्हाट मेक्स एनाबॉलिक स्टेरॉइड सो इंटरेस्टिंग, बिकॉज ये आपका रिकवरी बहुत मैसिव रेट पे इंप्रूव कर देते हैं. आप ईयर्स वर्थ का ट्रेनिंग बहुत कम टाइम में कर सकते हो. दैट इज़ व्हाट मेक्स स्टेरॉइड सो इंटरेस्टिंग. इसीलिए एथलीट्स एक्चुअली स्टेरॉइड्स यूज करते हैं. तो एनाबॉलिक स्टेरॉइड्स एंड कॉर्टिकोस्टेरॉइड्स कंप्लीटली अलग होते हैं. दे हैव कंप्लीटली टोटली डिफरेंट फंक्शन. ओके, that is what they do. So this is your answer in short and in sweet. That is your answer.
Next question is, why bodybuilder face high BP problem in future?
खाली फ्यूचर में नहीं होता ये, या मतलब ये ऐसा नहीं है कि लाइक खाली हाई ब्लड प्रेशर बॉडी बिल्डर्स लोग को खाली आगे होगा. मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम सी एक्सरसाइज का नेचुरल रिस्पॉन्स ही, जब आप एक्सरसाइज करते हो ना, कि एक नॉर्मल पर्सन जो हाइपरटेंसिव नहीं है वो भी अगर अपना ब्लड प्रेशर चेक करेगा ना, तो वर्कआउट के टाइम पे तो ब्लड प्रेशर जनरली एलिवेटेड रहता ही है, बिकॉज बहुत सारा मसल मास है. देन इन मेनी केसेस परफॉर्मेंस एनहांसमेंट ड्रग्स से डेफिनेटली कार्डियोवैस्कुलर लोड बढ़ता है एंड देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ ब्लड वॉल्यूम बढ़ जाता है. तो अभी इसका आंसर ऐसा है कि लाइक जब आप स्टेरॉइड्स लेते हो तो ब्लड वॉल्यूम बढ़ जाता है. लेट्स से ब्लड वॉल्यूम बढ़ता है मतलब क्या होता है, लेट्स से कि एक पर्सन उसके बॉडी में 5 लीटर खून है. मैं अगर स्टेरॉइड्स ले रहा हूँ तो मेरे बॉडी में आरबीसी काउंट बढ़ेगा, मेरे बॉडी में ब्लड वॉल्यूम भी बढ़ जाएगा, 5 का 5.5 लीटर हो गया. तो अभी वो खून उतना ही है, ब्लड वेसल्स भी उतने हैं, तो आपकी बॉडी को थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा ना नए नए ब्लड वेसल्स बनाने के लिए. वो बट वो एकदम फास्ट रैपिड रेट पे नहीं होने वाले. तो ये ब्लड बढ़ गया है तो सेम अमाउंट ऑफ ब्लड वेसल्स है, जगह उतनी है, खून ज़्यादा बढ़ गया, फिर आपका हार्ट रेट बहुत बढ़ा हुआ रहता है, बिकॉज आप एलिवेटेड परफॉर्मेंस पे हमेशा. तो ये चीज़ कंटिन्यूसली करते 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 इन द लॉन्ग रन ये ट्रांसलेट कर देता है ब्लड प्रेशर में. सो इन अ वे परफॉर्मेंस एनहांसमेंट ड्रग्स कैन बी अ रीज़न. बट आई मीन सी ऑफकोर्स यहाँ पे पॉइंट ये होता है कि लाइक ये सब पुअर मैनेजमेंट में होता है. इफ़ यू अगर आपके कोचेस या आपको जो भी हेल्प कर रहे हैं ये आपके मेडिकल कंडीशंस आपको मैनेज नहीं करते और आपको सेफली ये सब करने में हेल्प नहीं करते ना, आपको होना नहीं चाहिए. दैट बेसिकली मीन्स यू हैव डन समथिंग रॉन्ग. या तो आपको जेनेटिक प्रीडिस्पोजिशन है हाइपरटेंशन का, अगर आपके फैमिली हिस्ट्री में है कि लाइक 2-3 लोगों को हाइपरटेंशन है तो आपको होने ही वाला. दैट इज अ जेनेटिक प्रीडिस्पोजिशन. उसके ऊपर यूर एनहांस्ड ऑन टॉप ऑफ इट, फिर तो यूर इंक्रीज इन द चांसेस ऑफ गेटिंग हाइपरटेंशन. तो ये एक रीज़न है. प्लस जो मैंने ब्लड वॉल्यूम वाला रीज़न बताया वो है. तो वो लेकिन कैसा होता है कि लाइक दैट इज ट्रांसिएंट, मतलब लाइक वो होगा वंस यू लीव, बट वंस यू गो ऑफ एवरीथिंग तो इट विल कम बैक टू नॉर्मल. बिकॉज द ब्लड वॉल्यूम का क्यों बढ़ा था, बिकॉज यू वर यूजिंग ऑल ऑफ दीज ड्रग्स, तो ब्लड वॉल्यूम बढ़ गया था और बाद में व्हेन यू स्टॉप्ड इट ब्लड वॉल्यूम स्लोली एंड स्टेडली गोज बैक टू नॉर्मल एंड देन इट कंप्लीटली ड्रॉप्स डाउन. सो दिस इज ट्रांजिएंट, बट इन द लॉन्ग रन बहुत लोगों को इसकी वजह से होता है. दैट इज बेसिकली जस्ट पुअर मैनेजमेंट ऑफ ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स. ओके, सो दैट इज द रीजन. सो दिस इज व्हाई पीपल हैव हाइपरटेंशन. Any more question from our viewers?
Almost we have covered all the questions.
Okay.
There are no questions.
So one thing for our viewers, find us on Instagram and shoot us questions there. We'll answer it there too.
Any
No
quick
problems.
point you can give to our viewers?
Quick point, probably a general word of advice: be very consistent with your workouts. Okay, if you want good results, consistency is a key. Just show up to the gym. There's nothing called a bad workout. Just do some workout. Even if you're not feeling up to it. अभी मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि बीमार हो गए तो भी वर्कआउट करो. मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ कि even if you're not in the mood या कुछ हो रहा है or anything, whatever is happening in your life, you want to have a good body, go up, show up over there, work out properly, and eat clean. Just eat mindfully. I'm saying like you इतना सब workout कर रहे हो तो you should be able to enjoy life in general. So enjoy life, eat the foods which you love, okay, but eat them mindfully and you will stay healthy and you'll have a very long and a very productive physique. Yeah, that is what I would want to say. Is that? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having
Welcome.
a great
Yes.
podcast with us.
Thank you.
And yes, next time, guys, we will gonna have a different topics which will be related to us, which will be related to a health and fitness medical condition. The topic will be decided from you. So you can say anything.
Yeah, I mean, so please help us select more topics, whatever interests you. We'll probably run polls or we'll probably ask questions. Please answer them. So we would like to talk about things which you want to hear. So, I mean, I'm all open to talking about anything which you guys want to hear about. So send them our way. We'll answer them.
Do comment the topics and do subscribe to Fit the Fashion.
Yes, definitely do that,